please welcome Roberto Martinez. Well done, everybody. Well done, kids. Proud of yous, all of yous. Well done. Absolutely fabulous. Well done. Great stuff. Okay, it's not going to... Well, hopefully these lights will be on within 20 minutes, half an hour or so.
Let's go.
Well, first of all, can I just welcome a man he's been a pillar of the community here in Everton since his youth. To say a few words, Reverend Henry Corbett.
Well, I'm the vicar here in Everton, and if you think, why am I saying a few words? It's worth remembering that Everton Football Club started with a vicar or a minister, a guy called Ben Chambers at St. Domingo's Church, and he started off Everton Football Club. You'll be hearing a bit more about that later. I've got 3 minutes, so I've got 3 words or 3 phrases. First word or phrase is perseverance or keeping going, because the story of tonight is about local people who for many years have longed for this to happen, and then 2 years ago the Friends of Everton Park, and you'll be hearing about them, they've made it a reality. So perseverance and keeping going is my first one. Second one is partnership. In Everton we've had our ups and downs, and we believe in partnership, and tonight is a great partnership between the local community, the Friends of Everton Park, Liverpool City Council and Everton Football Club. And we believe in partnership. If you looked across down to the river 25 years ago, you'd have seen 17 tower blocks. And we believe in partnership. We work with Liverpool City Council, housing associations. So tonight is about partnership. And my old boss, Bishop David Shepherd and Archbishop Derek Warlock had the phrase, better together. And tonight is about that. Everton Football Club, the local community, Liverpool City Council, many others working together. And then my last one is humility. Because I've been researching the crests that other Premier League football clubs have. And Aston Villa has a lion, Crystal Palace has an eagle, Hull City have a tiger, Arsenal have a great big cannon or a massive gun. And what does Everton have on its badge? It has a small little tower in the district of Everton that was used to lock up people who'd misbehaved. And I think that speaks of humility, a club that remembers its roots and also that maybe helps people not misbehave, because I think football at its best can be a great force for good. So there are my 3 words: perseverance or keeping going, partnership or working together, and humility, not getting a big head. And I think tonight is about all those 3 things. So I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I'm looking forward to the great lighting up.
Thanks, Henry. Absolutely superb. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have a man with great enthusiasm and love for this district. He's a friend of Everton Park, and he's a guide of the park. He does volunteers to guide people around this park and show them how great it is around here. And he's also the organiser of the yearly event of Out of the Blue, which again is in the park. Will you please welcome Adam Byrne?
Hello. Yeah, what a great night this is. It's like to use a football term, it's like scoring a hat-trick tonight. I'm passionate about my city, I'm passionate as Evertonian, and I'm passionate about iconic buildings. And it's great to see this building getting lit up after all these years. As a kid, myself, growing up around here, we used to play in the little park where the building is. It was probably the only little green space in this area, because it was pretty much like a concrete jungle around here. And there we have this, now we have this big park here. So it's always been like a place special for me, not only as an Evertonian, but also as a local lad growing up. It was always like seen as like an iconic building. And they always say like buildings are, they hold a physical embodiments of human energy. And I think how fitting is that when it's going to be lit up tonight, so I think it reflects what people think about the building. So it's sort of like a beacon of hope as well. So it's just a great night tonight, and thanks for everyone for coming. And also we have Out the Blue on July the 5th, which is about regeneration of this area. This used to be a tourist area 200 years ago, and there's no reason why it can't become a tourist area again, with the tower getting lit up, with the Sky Pier coming. And why can't we rebuild the toffee shop again? So this is an asset to the whole city. It's great for people who live here and also for people to visit here. So thanks very much. Thank you.
Well said, Adam. Absolute Superman, that fella. He really is. Now next we've got a local Everton boy who became the Liverpool Echo's Everton Football Club's correspondent and sports editor. He was also the author of the book Lost Tribe of Everton and Scotty Road, because it reflects the pride in our great district, the man says. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Rogers.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's a real honour to be back in my old district tonight, the district I was brought up in. My father lived in Copeland Street, which was about 30 yards from here. I lived in Melbourne Street to the left, but you know, this really is the spiritual home of Everton Football Club. It was here in 1879 that St Domingo's church football team, playing in Stanley Park at that time, and their pitch was, if you know Utting Avenue, you know the Arkles pub. Their pitch was directly opposite the Arkles pub in the park. But this was the spiritual home, because in 1879, St Domingo's church football team decided football was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they were going to change their name. So they did that at a pub round the corner from here, almost about 20 yards round the corner. That pub was called the Queen's Head Hotel. And as a journalist, I've often wondered what that meeting must have been like. You know, it must have been quite a small gathering, probably the St Domingo's captain, the vice captain, you know, maybe the Reverend Ben Chambers who formed that club, would have been 3 or 4 people. And so they would have had this meeting in the Queen's Head round the corner, and I suppose the first thing they would have done was get the ale in, you know, 4 pints of Everton Disser, and then it was straight into business. But what was that business on that night? And you know, they played in Stanley Park, and I always wonder, was Stanley Park put forward as a possible name for the future football club, and that would become our biggest professional football club in the city? And also, you know, Stanley Park borders on Walton and Anfield, so probably the guys that night almost thought about, could we call the club, you know, Walton Football Club or Anfield Football Club? And of course, the answer was not, because St Domingo's Church was in the ward of Everton, and they really, you know, they really wanted to pay respect to the way the football club had started. So it took them about 5 minutes to make the call, and they decided to call the new football club Everton Football Club. And as you say, you know, we sing a song at Everton, If You Know Your History, and so it's been history all the way from there for Everton Football Club. And the first game that the new Everton Football Club played was in December 1879. I had a look on the Echo files today to see if I could find the original match report, and I managed to turn it up, but don't get too excited. I'm going to read it for Roberto now, so this is it. So the very first report, December 1879, in the Liverpool Echo. It was a 4-line report. It was pressed and sandwiched between a lengthy account of a rugby match between Mould and Denbigh in Wales, and an advert for Peyton leather shoes. It was sort of squeezed in. So here's the report. It'll take me about 10 seconds. Everton v St Peter's. This match, under association rules, was played at Stanley Park on Saturday and resulted in a victory for Everton by 6 goals to nothing. Want to settle with that, Roberto? Settle with that? And it finished off by saying McGill, Morris and Evans played well for the winners. That was it. 4 lines in the Liverpool Echo 1879. And of course, you know, the newspaper coverage then, it was all about things like horse racing, hunting, hare coursing. Football was very small. Indeed, you know, the rugby games were called football and the football games were called association. So of course, behind us, Henry mentioned that we've got the tower. which we're going to light up very shortly. But next to that was the famous toffee shop. And it had some fantastic customers. Queen Victoria was a patron of the Everton Toffee Shop, as was Charles Dickens. And of course, Everton Toffee, it was a little bit like peaches and cream, the two things went together. So this is an incredible district. You should be proud to come from this district. And I'm going to hand over now back to Jim as we reach the finale of the evening. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well done, Ken. Absolutely superb. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a man who, if it means promotion for this city, or indeed any part of this city, is at the forefront, and hence his presence here today. For all his help, the Friends of Everton Park are very, very thankful for Mayor Joe Anderson.
Pleasure to meet you. Look, I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted to be here. I mean, when I just heard the comments about Everton Village and what this place used to be 230 years ago, it's absolutely right that we put Everton and this particular part of the city and this park back on the map once again. And that's why I'm delighted to be here tonight to light up Rupert's Tower. You know, it is an important part of Everton's history. It's on our badge. It plays a significant part of the badge with our motto, Nil Sati Nisi Optimum, only the best is good enough. And that's clearly why you're all here today. It clearly, for me, is absolutely vital and crucial that we develop the area and create it as a tourist attraction. That's what we'll do, I promise you that. And I'm just delighted to be here actually to light up this tower with Roberto to signal, if you like, the future for Everton and this park in particular, and for this area as we continue to invest in its people and in regeneration of the area. Thanks so much, every one of you, for turning up tonight. But I know how important it is to you, and I know how important Everton Football Club is to this city, and that's why we'll stay 100%, if not 110% behind it. So thanks for coming, and thanks all the little ones for coming as well.
Well done, Joe. Well done. Now, just before the big switch on, before we introduce Roberto, we promised Bill Kenwright that we'd read this out because it was his thoughts, and it'll only take a couple of minutes. So if you can just listen to the thoughts of Bill Kenwright on this, when he said, I get a lot of inspiration from that old tower. It is at the heart of our club badge. For years, my mum and my auntie Bet would pick me up at Lime Street Station on match days, and they would drive me to Goodison. And I always asked them, could I go via the tower? I would gather there at the tower and I'd gather my thoughts together, especially when things were tough. It's all to do with where you come from. These are Bill Kenwright's words. The tower is a perfect symbol of our club. The district itself is significant for both Merseyside clubs because we can trace back to the birth of professional football in our city, back to these historic early days in Everton Village. Bill just finishes by saying, how many big clubs would have retained the name of a small district where they began to evolve? It's a special thing, and we are proud of our links with Everton. Also the tower and the toffee shop from where we got our nickname. Obviously, he goes on to say that he's interested in the play he's made up. In fact, it might go on the West End, I don't know. But the heart of the Everton badge, which is the name of the play, and Bill says, well done. So can we show our appreciation there for Bill Kenwright? Thanks very much. Okay, before the big switch on, please welcome our very, very special guest, Roberto Martinez.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think the first thing that I realized when I had the privilege to be the manager of our football club is that our football club is about the history and the heritage and what we got. And to be fair, today is a perfect sign to see that. The tower is in the middle of our badge. It means a lot. It's how everything started. And all we need to do is today is to share this memory. I thank you for being here. I thank everyone that is doing this possible, and make sure that you carry on being proud of our football club and carry on creating good history. Thank you for your support.
Thanks very much, Roberto. Okay, before we do the big switch on now, I'm going to do a countdown here. I want everybody to do the countdown with me. Can you just help me fix this up? Lift that up. Because that goes underneath there. That's going to press that down. Okay. If Joe and Roberto will stand up ready to just pick that up and press it down when we get, we're going from 10 to 0, and then we're going to shout Lulu, which is light up the lock up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Lulu! From the tower. If you go round, if you can see, there's been a breakout from the tower. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a breakout from the tower. Molly Bushell, Dixie Dean, Maggie McGee, Bessie Braddock, and Prince Rupert. Oh, name him again. Molly Bushell,